Welcome to PTI BetterGradesFast.com multimedia tutorials. This tutorial is on essay writing, and we have established that with writing an essay, there are three main things you must do. The first step, interpreting the question. So, in the last session, we looked at why a school is important to society. That's the question. And we interpreted the question by picking out the important words. Which word? Schools, society, important. Now we're going to do the second main step in essay writing, which is planning the essay. Now, lots of students don't like to plan. And I can tell you, planning is important. In your everyday life, you want to have a party, or you're going to go to graduation, or you want to go and hang out somewhere, you plan what you're going to wear, who you're going to hang with, where you're going to go. So you plan. Same thing with the essay. We need to plan what we are going to write. So, with this topic, why are schools important to society? We have to sit down and think. Let's plan and see why are schools important to society. Now, when I begin planning, I tend to use what I call graphic organizers. Graphic pictures, organizers, it organizes my ideas. And there are two great graphic organizers that's in your booklet, in the workbook. And I'm going to draw them on the board as well. You may not see them too well here, but this is one, it's the mind map. And it is the same principle with this one, the fishbone diagram. It looks like a fish. My fish is upside down. This is how the fish looks. Now, let me show you how we organize this thing. The mind map is a great way to organize ideas. So, in the mind map, I normally begin in the middle. It looks like a spider, almost, with legs sticking out. So, our topic is schools. This is too small, maybe it is. Let me do a big one for you to see. So, I begin in the center with my mind map, and we're looking at schools. And we're going to think about all the reasons why schools are important to society. So, from this center, like a spider, you have legs coming out, like that. And you think about all the reasons why schools may be important to society. Let me hear you. What's that? That's it. Schools are important to society because you learn. You learn things. You gain knowledge. That's one reason. It's a great reason to go to school. Secondly, why are schools important? That's it. In schools, we meet friends. You make friends. Friends that sometimes will be friends for life. Great friends. So, two great reasons already why schools are important. We learn things, we gain knowledge, we make friends. What else? Yeah, that's fine. At schools, you learn various disciplines. You engage in sports. Maybe you learn music, art. You learn lots of things. All right? That's one way in which we can use the mind map. Very simple, not too much writing. Okay? The fishbone diagram, same principle. Let me show how the fishbone diagram works. Let's take a look at this first. Our spider mind map. The legs stick out. And all the points we can think about on why schools are important to society, we write down. So we learn things, we gain knowledge. We have friends. We engage in sports, music, art, and so on. If I want to use a fishbone mind map or the fishbone diagram, same principle, and I will do it for you now. So I'll just erase this. and I'll draw my fish. Now, I won't claim to be the best artist that's on the planet, but I think I can draw a fish. Let's see if I'm right. Fishbone diagram looks like a fish. All right, so mine doesn't really look like a great fish, but it's all right. It can pass. All right, I'll make it look like a shark for you. Right, great. Looks like a shark now. And in our fishbone diagram, in the middle, we write down what the topic is about. And so, of course, schools being important to society. And along the top and bottom of the fish, we can write down why schools are important to society, about our topic. So, we said that at schools, we learn things, we gain knowledge. That's one thing you learn about schools, or we do in schools. 2, we make friends at school. Perfect. 3, you learn or engage in sports, music, art, so you learn other activities apart from simply knowledge. These are 3 main things that we learn in schools and that make schools important to society. Now, how do we take these points and put it into an essay? I'll show you. We use a second graphic organizer that I'm going to show you here and on the whiteboard. This one is called the essay planner, and this is how it looks. It's also in your workbook, so please print it out and take a look at it. What the essay planner does is simply put the points down in a format that we can use to write an essay, and then we can build and expand our points. So let me show you how we do this. I'll just erase my wonderful fish. That was certainly a piece of art. I know some of you wouldn't want to see my fish go, but I have to make way for the essay planner. Now, the essay planner exists simply as boxes that you can put points down to write your essay. So, the essay planner exists as boxes, a series of boxes, and we can fill in our points in pencil because we're still planning our essay. We haven't actually written our essay yet. Okay, boxes that we can use to write. Now, you may remember the start of this tutorial. I said that an essay has 3 main parts. First part is the introduction, the head. In the head, we do certain things. So, in our essay, our first paragraph is always our introduction. What our introduction will do is essentially tell the reader what our topic is about. So our topic is about schools. So what is our topic about? We are looking at schools. And we're looking at schools being important to society. So in our introduction, we will have to tell people what's a school. Okay? Define what a school is. Say what schools are. Then we want to say a little bit about schools and society. So we have to give a little bit of background into schools. So in the introduction, apart from 1, saying what our topic is, 2, we also give a bit of a background. So our background for school may be that schools teach students, teach young people so that they can benefit society, which is in keeping with this. So, give a bit of a background. Why are schools needed? All right? Why are schools needed? That's our introduction. Now, all the points that we planned before in our mind map and fishbone diagram, we're going to use in the body of the essay. The body. Take a look at my body. It's big, full, lots of information there. So similarly, you're going to put your ideas down in your paragraphs. So we said that schools were important because we learn. We learn things, we gain knowledge. So in your second paragraph, so this is the first paragraph here. This is the second paragraph. First paragraph, the introduction. What is our topic? Schools. We say what schools are and so on. Then our second paragraph, the body. It's the start of the body. The body takes at least 3 or 4 paragraphs, sometimes even more, because we want to give lots of information. So in our body, we said that at schools, you learn things. You learn things. We gain knowledge. And you don't just stop there. It's an essay. We want to expand. We want to say as much as possible. So you can talk about in schools, we learn about accounts, we learn about English, mathematics. It prepares us for when we have to leave and go out into the field of work. And you talk as much as you want about this idea in this second paragraph, the body. This is the first main idea in our body. The third paragraph, we take our second point from our mind map, which was making friends. It's the second part of our body. So you can say that in schools, we make friends, friends for life. You need friends, people you can relate to. You learn to socialize a little better, and so on. In the fourth paragraph, still part of your body, we look at the fourth thing, which was we learn about music, art, sports, all of these things in schools. And you explain. So we learn about sports, learn about music, art. So all our great singers, Bob Marley and David Rudder, and all of our great athletes, Usain Bolt, Arthur Bolden, they all went to school, and here they learned about sports, music, art, and so on. So this becomes your essay. It's filling out into your essay. The last paragraph is always the conclusion. In the conclusion, we simply recap what we said before. That is, schools are important because we learn these things. We gain knowledge, we make friends, and we learn about sports, music, and art, and so on. And that's how we continue planning our essay. So, we come to our last portion, which is actually writing the essay. And we'll be back to do that very soon. Thank you for choosing PTI BetterGradesFast.com.